Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to go through what menopause actually do to your bones and why do you always feel like you're going crazy. Okay, so I'm going to explain this in really simple terms, and honestly most doctors don't even know how to explain it to you either. You've probably heard this already, menopause affects your bones, you need muscles. But do you actually understand why you need to build muscle and why keeping your bones strong is important? And do you understand why one day you're totally normal and then seemingly overnight you've gone completely crazy? If you don't, that's okay. Today I'm going to break it down for you. So first thing you need to understand is your bones are just not skeletons that form your body, they are living organisms. Your bones are alive. They are constantly breaking down and they're always rebuilding themselves up. So think of it like, renovating the structure of your body. You're always tearing something down, the old parts, and then building the new parts up. Now, this process is called bone remodeling, and it happens every single day of your life. Old bone cells die and then new bone cells are born. So an analogy can be, think of it as having microscopic construction crew in your body 24/7 working on your body. Now when you are young, you build bones faster than you break it down. And that's why kids heal so much quicker when they break something, and as you get older, the balance shifts and it gets harder. And when menopause hits, that's when the balance just doesn't shift, it goes into overdrive. Now, I'm going to go through the two hormones, starting with estrogen, which is your bone's best friend. So think of estrogen as your bone's personal bodyguard. Its main job is to slow down the cells that break down the bone. It's like having a bouncer at a club that tells people, hey, don't go tearing down too quickly now. And estrogen helps your body absorb calcium from your food that you eat. You know how everyone says, drink milk for strong bones? Well, without enough estrogen in your body can't even use the calcium that's actually coming through your food. And the other thing is progesterone. So progesterone is like the construction foreman. It helps stimulate the cells that build new bones. So while estrogen is saying, don't break down too quickly, too much, progesterone is on the other side going, we need to build more bones, keep going. And together, these two hormones keep your bones strong and healthy. They're like the perfect team, they tag team each other. Now, for most of your adult life, estrogen and progesterone work together to keep your bones remodeling and balancing. You break down old bones and then you build new ones. And everything stays strong and healthy for the whole time you are alive. But then menopause hits. And here's what no one tells you. Your hormones don't just slowly decline over the years, they crash hard and fast. So imagine you're driving along a smooth road and suddenly there's a cliff, and that's what happens in menopause. And that's what happens with your estrogen and progesterone during menopause. In the span of just a few years, sometimes even a few months, your estrogen level can drop by 80 to 90%. And your progesterone, it drops to zero, almost zero. And this is why you go from feeling totally normal one day and then to losing your mind the next night. Because your brain is used to certain levels of these hormones your entire adult life. They affect your mood, they affect your sleep, your memory, and your ability to handle stress. And when they crash this quickly, your brain is like, what the hell just happened? And it's not gradual enough for you to slowly adjust. So one day you are fine, and the next day you're crying at a commercial for dog food, and you can't even remember where you put your keys and why you're suddenly standing at the grocery aisle. Your brain is literally trying to figure out how to function without these chemical messengers that it's been relying on for decades. So you remember how I mentioned the construction crew earlier? So when your hormone crash, it's like the foreman, which is the progesterone, the ones that build more muscle, quits the job, and then the bouncer, which is the estrogen at the club, goes, slow down everyone, going too fast, goes home. Now you've got this demolition team working overtime with no one to tell them to slow down and no one to tell them, hey, you've tore down these things, you need to build new ones in its place. So that's why in the first 5 to 10 years after menopause, women can lose up to 20% of their bone density. That's 20%. That's like losing 1/5 of your bone strength in less than a decade. So to put this into perspective, before menopause, you might only lose, say, 0.5% of bone density per year. And then after menopause, you lose 2 to 5% per year. This is why older women are at such a high risk of hip fractures and compression fractures in their spine. It's not just because they're getting older, it's the direct result of this hormonal crash. Weaker bones doesn't mean that higher fracture risk. Your entire quality of life is also affected. When your bones get weaker, your posture changes, so you become this, lump. You lose height as your spine decompresses. And then you become afraid of activities that you used to do, that you used to love. Your balance becomes worse because your body structure changes and you lose confidence in your physical abilities. So here's the real kicker. Taking calcium supplements for stronger bones after menopause without actually addressing the hormonal issues is like filling a bucket with a hole at the bottom. Without estrogen to help your body actually use calcium, most of it you're just gonna get peed out anyway. You'll need the hormones to make the calcium work. So the absolute best thing you can do for your bones is weight-bearing exercises. This means activities where your bones have to support your body weight against gravity. So things like walking, dancing, hiking, and especially strength training, where you put stress on your bones, like the good kind of stress, and they respond by getting stronger. So think of it like this. If you don't use your muscles, they get weaker, right? And the same will happen with your bones. You either use them or you lose them. Lifting weight isn't just building muscles, it also builds your bones. When your muscle pull on your bones during actual weight training, it signals to your body to build more bone tissue. So this is actually really important for after menopause because exercise can become partial to make up for what you've lost in your hormones. Now, nutrition is also very important, so you'll need calcium for sure, but you need to get it from as whole food sources as possible. Vitamin D that can help absorb the calcium, and then you need protein because your bones are now 50% protein, and you need things like magnesium, vitamin K, and other bone supporting nutrients. Now, hormone therapy is a thing, but this is a conversation you need to have with your doctor. Hormone replacement therapy can significantly slow down your bone loss, but it's not always right for everybody. So that's why it's important to have this informed discussion about your individual risk factors with your medical team. So, the bottom line is, menopause isn't just about hot flushes and mood swings. It's a major physiological event that happens to your body and affects your entire body, especially your bones. The hormone crashes happen really fast, which is why you always feel like you're hit by a truck emotionally and then physically. Most women just accept this is part of getting older and then just go, oh well, it's just age. But here's what I need you to understand. No, this is unacceptable. You shouldn't just accept what's coming to you. You need to have some standards, man. You don't have to just deal with it or accept that the feeling is terrible and this is your normal. You don't have to surrender to bone loss, weight gain, and feeling like a shell of your former self. You can't stop menopause, but you can absolutely influence how it affects your bones, your body, and your quality of life. Remember, knowledge is power. When you understand what's happening, you can take action. So start with strength training, prioritize your nutrition, talk to your doctor about other options, and most importantly, refuse to accept that this is just part of getting older. If you want more guidance in navigating menopause and protecting your bone health or learning about weight training, why don't you join my online community, because we are learning about these stuff every single day, and this is what I coach all my clients. In there's nutrition guidance, there's workout templates that you can do from body weight to dumbbells to gym, and then there's weekly, monthly calls for Q&A and monthly coaching calls. So if this speaks to you, why don't you check out the link in the description, and I will see you in the next video. If not, I see you on the inside.